We will now begin to look at 4 different philosophies of education in general. These philosophies have been created, have been supported by a lot of proponents of each of those philosophies, and each has a lot to offer us teachers today. The first of these philosophies is idealism. Let's look at what idealism is. Idealism simply is based on ideas are the only true reality, the only thing worth knowing. Now, ideas are generated in the head, and ideas have to be translated. These are thoughts. They are in our heads. They have to be translated into language and then put forward. So as people developed ideas, and old ideas led to newer ideas, and newer ideas led to yet newer ideas, lots of ideas and lots of information and knowledge was created. And that brings us to how much ideas, how much of all these ideas that people have given us do we really need to know. So the focus of idealism is on the mind, the brain, the thinking, because that is the fountain from where all ideas emerge. And ideas can be good, ideas can be bad. Now, as the philosopher or the person trying to follow a certain philosophy, you have the option. You don't like a certain idea of a philosopher, don't use it. Don't work with it. You like the idea of another philosopher, use it. You have to be comfortable with a philosopher's ideas before you actually use it. And if, as the teacher, you are not comfortable with a philosopher's ideas, don't use it, because you will only set yourself up for failure. So with the mind in question, the key proponents of this philosophy were Plato and Socrates. If you've ever worked on Socratic questioning or read about Socratic questioning, it's all ideas in the mind. When people came to Socrates with questions, he did not give any answer. Never. The only thing he did was he listened to the people's questions and then returned another question to them. Now, when another question came to the people, they were forced to think. When they thought, they asked Socrates another question. Socrates again replied with another question of his own. So through this process of questions going back and forth, people found the answer. That is how mind develops, and that is the basis of Socratic questioning. As teachers in the classroom, we are not answer dispensing machines. We don't have all the answers to the students' questions. But what a wonderful way to return the question to the student and make the student or students in the classroom think. When students are thinking in the classroom, education is happening, learning is happening. When students don't think in the classroom, training is happening in our classrooms instead of education. Take an example of when a teacher asks a question and a student gives an incorrect answer. What does the teacher do? Well, one of 2, 3 things. Either gives the right answer himself or herself, tells the student he's wrong and makes him or her sit down, and number 3, asks another student in the class to give the right answer. Has the student who did not give the right answer in the first place learned anything from this? And the answer is no. He still probably doesn't know what the answer to that question should be. Therefore, it is important that we as teachers permit students to think, help them along the way by making them give the right answer. And if as teachers you persevere in this, I know it is easier to give the right answer. It is much more difficult to carry a dialogue further. But if we do that, the right answer will come from the class. And that is what we as teachers should be aiming at.